Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crumpton. I am president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. We are still on the road and looking forward to being back in Denver sometime tomorrow. But had some wonderfully interesting experiences while I've been out on the road and talking about Archimedes Offspring. So as I said, I am president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring, have car, do travel, prefer airline ticket. So I was, we were in Utah and did a Skype into a meeting in Washington, D.C. earlier this week, which technology is great when it works, and this worked quite nicely. So it was fun to be able to visit with everybody who was there. And one of the gentlemen said, can I talk to you on Friday? Never even occurred to me when I said yes, that he would be flying into Denver. So the next thing I knew, I had somebody say, well, what time should I meet you, on Friday? Because I'll be there. And it's like, I won't be. I'm still not back from my trip. So he goes, I don't care where you are. I will drive to see you as long as you are west of the Mississippi. So fortunately, I was actually ending up in South Dakota, which was a little bit closer driving wise than it would have been to go to Utah. So we had our meeting. Wonderful meeting. And the reason that his story is so appropriate for our talk this afternoon is because the talk this afternoon is we found a money tree. And we laugh and joke about it all the time because we say, oh, you got to have a money tree in your backyard to do this inventing thing. And, they sold out at Home Depot and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, when he heard me talk and he goes, merit-based funding, he goes, I've never heard that before. And so the talk today is like, well, Archimedes Offspring is kind of like your money tree. And that is exactly the way he received the message Monday night. And again today, when we talked about that for over an hour and just elaborated on the details based on where he's nicely teed up and, filed his patents, got prototypes. So he's looking for that next step. He cannot do it by himself. And that's where we could step in now and really be able to help him. He can file new additional intellectual property with his new versions of his product. So very cool. I mean, it's very unique. It's a game changer. That's one of the things that we're looking for is inventors, just like this, who are kind of stuck at a point and really need then access to those funds to be able to get it teed up and out into the public. And this one's a game changer. Talk to another lady who's just stuck and she needs access to the funds that Archimedes is offering. And all of them have said it's a very pleasant option to have it merit-based. It's based strictly on whether or not the invention is a good invention. It's when I get somebody, that was one of the questions I had to say, well, what about, a business plan? I don't need to see a business plan. I don't want to see a business plan. Please do not write a business plan because you don't have a business yet. It's just like the gentleman today. He's done a lot of the work, but he doesn't have a business. Not yet. He hasn't sold anything yet. How can you do a business plan when you haven't sold anything? You can do projections, you can guess, you can hope, you can fantasize, but you don't have a business yet. So what are we looking at? And one of the things that I'm looking for is it a game changer in that industry, or something that it's got a sweet spot? So a lot of buyers. This one is a game changer for the industry, which is cool. Most things are better gadgets. They're better widgets, similar to the lady I told you about that had the disposal genie. All right, fits down inside the kitchen sink, inside the garbage disposal, keeps the nasty stuff from falling down there. You don't have to reach your hand in anymore. Everybody who has bought one can't wait to have another one when this one wears out. And they don't last forever. They'll last 2 or 3 years, and then you go and buy another one. They're on their 4th version of this design, and she's been getting royalties for about 12 years. She loves it. The licensee loves it. The stores love it because they're constantly turning these things over. They're great. My daughter moved recently into a new house. Cannot find her disposal genie. She's like, oh my God, I need one. Well, you know what? They made more than one. I know where to get you one. So that's what we're kind of looking at, is those cool pieces. They solve a problem. There's a lot of buyers for it, an industry game changer like the one this afternoon. His is not nearly as much a consumer product as it is an industry game changer. So we look at variables based on the product, merit-based. And that is what is so cool about Archimedes Offspring. We really don't care about your credit. We really don't care whether or not you've got equity in your house. Really could care less about which social economic group you're in. We look at the merits of the invention. And then you get access to the money tree. All right. Now, the funds go into an escrow account and they're paid directly to the service provider that you pick. We don't care who you use. As long as they're qualified, we will do some checking and some vetting. We're not going to just throw money down a black hole any more than I would ask you to. So we're going to check them out, make sure that they're merit-based, but we really don't care. I'm expecting that our pool of preferred service providers will grow exponentially once inventors come on and say, well, I'd like to use this guy over here. Well, that's cool. Use this guy over here, and we might send him some more business down the road. So we are not trying to force you into using somebody. We've got service providers you can opt to use, but it's not necessary. We are really looking now at letting you make those business decisions with our help behind you, with our help saying, here's some options, here's some swings that you need to be aware of. Here's the way the money's going to fall. The last thing you want to do is be careless. And we know we've got enough experience in the use of service providers. You don't get to use a registered patent attorney on the front end who's going to charge $600 an hour. We're going to say no. Money's in escrow, and we're going to make sure that it's spent correctly. All right? Protects you down the road, because you know what? You're going to need the money when the manufacturing comes around, and we're not going to squander it on excessive service providers. So I get a lot of service providers saying, oh, can you put me on the list? Can you put me on the list? Yes, I can. Because what we're going to do is we're going to look at then vetting the service providers before we send the name off to the inventor. So did we really find a money tree? Not exactly, but close enough. When you've got access to funds based on the merit of your invention, right? We're going to make sure it's done right. It's pretty close, don't you think? Pretty close to having that money tree growing in your backyard. You're not going to go out and pick the dollars off the tree. You're going to send us an invoice and we're going to pay it. Pretty cool. My name is Rita Crompton. I'm president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. If you've got a cool idea and you think that you want some help with, on one side, getting it through the process, and on the other side, paying for that process, go to archimedesoffspring.com. Look at the inventor side. All right, click on that. It's not that you can't look at the investor side, but if you want us to give you money instead of you putting money in, you want to make sure you pick up the inventor side of it. You need to read the whole page. I've had people ask me, it's like, oh, why isn't that application form at the top? Why isn't it along the side? Why do I have to read all the way to the bottom? There's a reason you need to read all the way to the bottom, so you know what's going to be expected of you. So you know what we're looking for. So you've got a little bit of a lay of the land. It's part of the education. Oh, it's part of the mentoring process. Take a look, open up the application. If you have any trouble with it at all, just because maybe your system doesn't allow that PDF to open or function properly, shoot me an email, Rita at Archimedes Offspring. I am here to help. The whole team is here to help you get through the process, and we are looking forward to it. Have a great day.